let's talk about the final. So at the moment, it is 5-3.
5-3.
5-3 to Zhang. And unbelievably, yeah, Trump didn't really look like pulling it back or, even coming close. He looked like he could go 6 or 7-1 down going into the evening session. But yeah, I don't really know what goes on with him. Sometimes he looks like he lacks complete confidence and control.
Yeah, it's obviously he's making a bit of a name for himself, or he has made a name for himself of being able to complete these comebacks. But you just wonder, like, does he do it to get a buzz out of it? Like, I know, like when I used to play pool when I was younger, I used to, like, if I was being maybe not 7 balled, but if someone was like on the black and I'd said I'd like 5 or 6 ball lefts, I would personally love it because I know that I would still know in my head that I know obviously pool's a different game, but it's the same sort of mentality type style.
I think with any sport, it doesn't matter what you're playing. I think the mentality is always the same.
Yeah.
When you're losing or when you're behind, you always know that people that are behind generally seem to get some sort of. It's the confidence of losing.
Yeah.
It sounds really silly, but when you're behind, you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So like you kind of go out there and you play. You don't play your best you play better because there's no pressure on you.
Yeah.
You're already losing.
Yeah.
5-1 down in a final. Like you've got nothing else to do anymore, but you just go all out and give it. Whereas at the beginning, you might be scared, you might be tentative to take a shot, or just go for something. Whereas now he doesn't care because he's like, right, I'm down. I need to knuckle down and graft and pull out a result.
Obviously, up until like the first 2-3 frames in this going into the evening session, I mean, they're always going to be important. But even now, so when there's like only a 2-frame lead, that even obviously pulls it back to. Oh, it could be 5-5.
Yeah.
It could be a 6-4. It could be Zhang could go on and make it 7-3. Like it really does matter because I think there gets a point when even though like you are coming back, and I think if you can remain with always just within that touching distance, you've always got that hope. But I think if it gets to maybe 5-6 frames gap.
Well, this is the problem Selby had last week, was that, he was 5-1 down to Williams in the British Open final.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And he did, I think he ended up pulling it back to, he pulled it back to 5-4 after when the evening session started. But the thing is, as soon as you go 5-1 down, you're instantly just putting yourself on the back foot. And you can't have a 0-0 mentality. Like when you can see the goal in Sunday League and everyone says, right, 0-0, just play, players you were drawing. But the problem is when you're 5-1 down, you can't do that. You got to act as if you're 4-0 down, and you've just got to go for it.
Yeah.
But it's obviously important not to panic. Take panic shots and stuff when you're that far behind. But you've got to have some sort of desire or just go for it pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is last week Selby he was just too far behind. That is the the end all be all. He was just too far behind, and Williams was just so comfortable. But Zhang doesn't look like he's feeling any of the pressure, which is really strange. That was
he does seem still to be quite sort of relaxed and composed, which is for a first time finalist. It's quite refreshing to sort of see someone to be so composed in such a high stakes sort of game.
I saw a picture of him from, I think it was 2009. He played Stephen Hendry in the Crucible when he was 16.
Bloody hell.
Obviously at that point, Hendry was past his, well beyond his best.
Yeah.
But I think he didn't beat him. He went out in the first round to Hendry. But it's just one of them where you think it's mad. Like he played Stephen Hendry when he was about 16. You're just like, what on earth?
Every sort of snooker fan sort of dream, ain't it? When you're that age and wanting to break on the circuit or just play even locally down the club. You always feel like. If you could, you would.
I just think it's so weird. Like, why is he only just? Obviously, there's players that have form, right? But like, he looks like he's a decent player. So why? Yeah. Like I said, I've not really heard much about him, or even of him, to be honest with you. I thought he was quite young, and then I looked and he was 33. I was like, what on earth? Just didn't make any sense to me. But
whereabouts is he? As in current world rankings, where we're sort of looking at what sort of
50, between 50 and 60.
Yeah,
like he's very low, compared to considering where he is. But
they
were saying on the commentary today, I think it was Neil Fold saying that he goes up to even losing the final, he goes up to 40th. So he jumps 10 spots just for making it to one ranking obviously the thing is with getting to a final, he's going to have some sort of momentum and a bounce from this. So he's going to jump up and he's going to potentially start going to, even in the smallest, because what we've got to work out, I mean, I don't think he's going to play in it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's
going to be playing in the Wuhan Open. But what we got after that, I can't remember. We got the Northern Irish Open at some point.
Yeah.
But I think there's another Chinese tournament in between. Can't quite remember, to be honest. But like, if he starts making it through to even like second or third round of a lot of these tournaments, he's going to jump up the rankings, because usually he goes out in qualifying on the first round. I was looking at his tournament history. It's like he's been to the Crucible a few times, but obviously he's never been in the top 16, so he's never played in the Masters.
Yeah.
I think his best ever finish was like the 4th round of the UK Championships or something like that.
Oh wow.
Which ain't too bad really. It was either 4th round of the UK's or the Worlds. I can't remember what it was. But he's obviously not a bad player, and we all know about Trump. Like this is the thing that's mad. Like I was saying earlier, Trump is 33. He's the same age as Zhang.
Yeah.
They've both been around professional for the same amount of time. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes in the evening session anyway. But hopefully we get some good seats, good atmosphere, good crowd.
Yeah.
And,
cool.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your prediction?
I just think that the way Trump's been playing this week, and he's got the comeback in him, it really wouldn't surprise me if he goes on to do it maybe 9-6, 9-7 maybe. Like I say, I think the first 2 frames out are going to be really crucial, and I think once Judd gets some momentum behind him, as we've seen him live in finals as well, he has a massive following of fans as well for him. So yeah, I really can see it. Obviously, I'd love for Zhang to go on and win it, just because I think the story of it is fantastic. But I just don't think that Trump will do it. What about you?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think, like you said, the first 2 frames are the most important. I think Zhang needs to keep it tight and tense. I think that because that disrupts Trump's style of play. Trump loves to just be in and around the balls, knocking them in, and break building and pulling off fancy shots and stuff. And I think that Zhang needs to almost turn onto a set, because Zhang has been a really good potter and he's played some fantastic shots. And I just think that he needs to knuckle down and do go Selby-esque.
Yeah.
Go on the safety, disrupt his game, because at the moment Trump's the one with momentum.
Yeah.
And that's when you need to really. That's what exactly. Again, I keep going back to the final last week. That's what Mark Williams did to Selby. When Selby was putting the balls, Mark Williams was like, right, I'm gonna out safety you. I'm gonna be better than you in your own game.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Zhang needs to try and do for the first couple of frames.
Do you reckon he's got that type of game in him, though?
Well, that's the thing, we don't know. He did pull off a couple of decent safety shots today that we were watching just before we left, But as he got it in him but Trump's not really a safety player, is he?
No, Trump, but he is an aggressive player, as they call it. But he does also have that in his locker.
I mean, every single player has a degree of safety, because you need to play snooker, otherwise you just got no chance.
Yeah.
You can't. Trump would have never beaten Selby in his life if he couldn't play safety.
Oh God,
so, I think the first 2 frames pivot how the tournament ends. But yeah, I'd like to say I think Trump will probably do it. But yeah, if Zhang takes the first 2 frames, I think it'll be too much of a lead for Trump to come back and do anything for. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We've just come through the Dartford Tunnel, and we've come out in Essex on our way to Brentwood. So
Sugar Hut time.
Yeah. It's what is the Sugar Hut?
It's from.
You keep saying it, but I don't know what it is.
It's from Towie.
Is it from Towie?
Yeah, it's the club. The old school Towie. I've not seen Towie in years, so I couldn't tell if they still use the
Sugar Hut.
The Sugar Hut.
Bar?
Yeah, it's like a club cocktail bar. So yeah. Depending on what time we come out of there tonight, we could end up there.
Yeah. James parks his car on a double yellow line, ends up with a ticket.
Yeah, you can park anywhere if you leave your own hazards on, can't you?
Yeah.
It's the general law.
You can park anywhere, but your battery might not hold up. Tow it all the way back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
If anyone in the Brentford area has any jump leads,
Brentwood.
Brentwood.
Brentford. Otherwise, that's my son's, mate.
If anyone in the Brentwood area has any jump leads, we may be needing you tonight.
Maybe it is on in Brentford and we've gone to the wrong place. Sometimes my granddad is in Brentwood and it's not.